Strange burden. Dr. Stephen Strange struggles with visions of alternate selves, each one falling into darkness. Christine notices his detachment, warning that he's losing touch with reality. At Camartage, Wong senses Strange ripples in the multiverse tied to Strange's aura. Strange fears that his body carries remnants of dark magic from the Darkhold. The world begins to see flickers of shadow incursions across major cities. Whispers of Dormammu's return haunt Strange's mind. Clea's warning. Clea appears in New York through a dimensional breach, injured and desperate. She tells Strange the dark dimension is destabilizing, and Dormammu is reforming. Her army of mystics has already fallen to shadow corruption. She insists Strange is partly responsible. His reckless spellcasting weakened barriers. Though hesitant, Strange agrees to help her stop the collapse. Wong warns Strange this could cost him his soul. Council of Camartage. Wong summons the remaining masters of the mystic arts to deliberate. Some want Strange restrained, fearing another multiverse disaster. Clea defends him, insisting only Strange can counter Dormammu's essence. Strange accepts the mission but vows not to repeat his mistakes. The council reluctantly arms him with relics too dangerous for ordinary sorcerers. They prepare a ritual to breach the dark dimension. Enter the dark dimension. Strange and Clea pass through a rift into Dormammu's realm. The skies burn with chaotic energy, and time folds on itself. Shattered fragments of universes float like debris, whispering warnings. Shadow raids attack, feeding on their fears. Strange magic begins to glitch, hinting at corruption inside him. Clea insists he resist, or Dormammu will consume him from within. Earth in peril. Back on Earth, shadow portals erupt across cities, pulling innocents inside. The masters of the mystic arts wage war, but suffer heavy losses. Ordinary humans begin transforming into shadow husks. Wong realizes these rifts are tethered to Strange's heartbeat. If Strange falls, Earth collapses into the dark dimension. He prepares a failsafe to trap Strange if necessary. The Guardian of Dormammu. Strange and Clea encounter a massive guardian born of broken realities. It mocks Strange, revealing fragments of his corrupted selves. The battle pushes Strange's powers to their limit. He briefly loses control, summoning dark magic that terrifies Clea. But he ultimately defeats the Guardian with a forbidden spell. Strange wonders if he is becoming the very thing he fights. The temptation of power. The whispers in Strange's head grow louder, showing him visions of godhood. Dormammu tempts him, offering ultimate control of the multiverse. Strange nearly gives in but grounds himself with memories of Christine. Clea notices the struggle and questions whether he's strong enough. Strange insists he is, but his eyes glow faintly with darkness. The line between hero and monster blurs. Betrayal at Camartage. Back on Earth, a faction of sorcerers led by Mordo returning seizes control. Mordo argues Strange cannot be trusted and must be destroyed. He forms a splinter group, vowing to kill Strange if he returns corrupted. Wong confronts Mordo, resulting in a magical standoff. Their conflict divides the masters of the mystic arts. Earth's last defense begins to fracture. The city of lost souls. Strange and Clea arrive at a ruined citadel of shadow-bound mystics. Inside, they discover sorcerers trapped in eternal torment, begging for release. Clea reveals some were once her allies, now beyond saving. Strange feels a weight of guilt, knowing his past actions led here. He mercy kills the corrupted sorcerers, earning Clea's quiet respect. The citadel points them toward Dormammu's throne. The incursion truth. The multiverse trembles, causing universes to overlap dangerously. Strange realizes Dormammu isn't just reforming. He's merging dimensions to rule all. This would erase countless worlds, rewriting reality into one eternal dark dimension. Strange confronts Clea, demanding why she withheld the scale of the threat. She admits she feared he wouldn't help if he knew. Strange now feels trapped by destiny. Mordo's strike. Mordo launches an attack on Wong and the loyal sorcerers at Camartage. A brutal magical war erupts across the ancient temple. Wong narrowly survives, but is gravely wounded. Before retreating, Mordo declares that Strange is already lost. Wong swears he will protect Strange, no matter the cost. But Mordo sets his sights on the Dark Dimension, the Throne of Darkness. Strange and Clea finally reach Dormammu's throne, a vortex of infinite black fire. Strange is confronted by a twisted version of himself, fully corrupted. This dark Strange wields unmatched sorcery, embodying every forbidden spell. The two clash in a battle across shifting realities. Clea watches in horror as Strange nearly succumbs. The fight ends unresolved, with Strange shaken by his own reflection. Earth crumbles. On Earth, entire cities begin collapsing into void rifts. The Avengers are briefly mentioned, but are unable to intervene in time. Ordinary people turn into mindless soldiers of shadow. Mordo uses his chaos to strengthen his position. Wong holds a line with his dwindling allies. The world teeters on the brink of extinction. Clea's confession. Clea admits her bond to Dormammu. She is his niece, created of his essence. She fears she too may fall into corruption. Strange is shaken but refuses to abandon her. Clea insists that only Strange can kill Dormammu, but it may require his soul. This revelation drives a wedge of mistrust between them. Still, they push forward together. The War of Shadows. Mordo arrives in the Dark Dimension with his followers. He declares Strange too dangerous and attacks him outright. Strange, Clea, and Mordo's faction clash in a massive magical war. Shadow Wraiths swarm, forcing enemies to unite against Dormammu's spawn. Mordo reluctantly fights alongside Strange, though their rivalry burns. The battlefield becomes chaos incarnate. Dormammu reborn. Dormammu finally manifests, towering above them in a storm of fire and shadow. His voice shatters the realm, proclaiming himself ruler of all existence. Even Mordo is terrified, realizing he underestimated the threat. Dormammu targets Strange directly, knowing he is the key vessel. Strange nearly collapses as dark energy surges through him. Clea begs him a fight, even if it kills him. The final gambit. Strange realizes brute force cannot defeat Dormammu. He draws upon the corruption inside him, turning it into a weapon. Clea aids him, channeling her half-dark essence. Together, they trap Dormammu in a time loop prison, but stronger than before. Strange sacrifices part of his soul to seal the spell. The backlash nearly destroys him. Aftermath of war. The Dark Dimension stabilizes, but Dormammu's essence lingers imprisoned. Clea mourns the cost. Her people lost, her world in ruins. Mordo vanishes into the shadows, swearing Strange will face judgment one day. Wong rescues Strange and Clea, though both are scarred by battle. Earth is safe, but at terrible cost. Strange's eyes glow faintly with Dormammu's fire. Strange transformation. Back at the Sanctum, Strange isolates himself, fearing what he's become. Christine visits, but he cannot face her fully. He questions whether he is still human, or something darker. Clea vows to stand by him despite his corruption. Wong warns him that darkness never sleeps, and one day he may lose himself. Strange silently accepts his fate as guardian against eternal evil. Post-credit scenes. Mid-credit scene. Mordo meets Kang the Conqueror, who offers an alliance, tying into Avengers. Secret Wars. Final scene. Strange wakes in the middle of the night, looking into a mirror. His reflection doesn't move, then smiles back at him with glowing eyes. The corrupted Dark Strange survived and now exists as a separate entity. The war may only just be beginning.